Barry B. Benson just graduated college and is all set to jump into the honey-making workforce at Honex Industries alongside his buddy, Adam Flayman. At first, he's totally stoked about the whole thing, but soon he's a bit miffed to find out that once you pick a job, you're stuck with it. Then, guess what? He and Adam bump into these cool pollen jocks, the bees that venture out of the hive to grab pollen from flowers. And these jocks invite Barry along if he's up for the challenge. So, on his very first pollen-gathering trip in New York City, Barry somehow manages to get himself all turned around in the rain. And you won't believe where he lands. On the balcony of this human florist named Vanessa Bloom. If you're buzzing for captivating movie reviews, hilarious trailers, and amazing content, be sure to give that like button a high five and hit the subscribe button on our channel. And oh, make sure to flick on those notifications so you're always in the loop. Ken, Vanessa's boyfriend, goes all squash the bee mode, but Vanessa steps in like a hero, scoops up Barry, and lets him go back outside. Later on, Barry decides to swing by Vanessa's place again, just to thank her for the rescue. And guess what? He's breaking some bee code about not chatting with humans. But hey, they end up becoming tight buddies, maybe even a little more than that, spending some quality time together and all. So picture this. Barry and Vanessa are cruising around the grocery store one day, just checking things out. And guess what Barry finds out? Humans have been swiping and chowing down on bee-made honey for like, forever. This gets him thinking, and he's like, I gotta check out this honey farms joint that supplies the store. And what he sees there? Completely bonkers. The bees are getting a raw deal, treated like garbage, and they even use these smoke things to mess with the whole bee colony. Barry's not having any of it, so he gets this wild idea to take the human race to court, aiming to stop the whole bee exploitation thing. And get this, Vanessa's totally on board to help out. So Barry's big mission becomes this huge deal, catching the eyes of both bees and humans. The trial? It's like the hottest ticket in town, with crowds of folks showing up to watch. Even though Barry's facing off with that tough lawyer, Leighton T. Montgomery, things start off on the right foot during the trial's first day. Later that night, Barry's just chilling with Vanessa, having some grub, when Ken makes an appearance. Vanessa jets for a sec, and Ken takes the opportunity to tell Barry that he's not feeling the whole Vanessa-Barry hangout thing. So, Barry heads off to take a bathroom break, and what does Ken do? He totally jumps out of nowhere, trying to take out Barry, but Vanessa swoops in and breaks things off with Ken. Next day at the trial, Montgomery goes all out, bashing the bees like there's no tomorrow. And guess what? Adam, Barry's buddy, is so ticked off that he stings Montgomery right there. But get this, Montgomery plays it up big time, making it seem like he's the victim of some crazy attack while also trashing Adam's rep. Montgomery's little drama puts the bee gang in a tough spot. Their credibility takes a hit, and Adam's life's hanging by a thread. But don't worry, Adam bounces back. All right, so on the third day of the trial, Barry totally nails it and wins the whole thing. He exposes the jury to the messed up way bees are treated, especially with those bee smoker thingies, and he makes sure humans can't snatch bee honey anymore. Now, after losing the trial, Montgomery drops this ominous warning on Barry about nature taking a nosedive. With Honex shutting down the honey-making gig, every bee's suddenly out of work, including those super important pollen jocks. And guess what? This means flowers all over the world start to bite the dust without any pollination happening. Soon enough, the very last flowers on the entire planet are being piled up in Pasadena, California, all set for this final Tournament of Roses parade. So Barry and Vanessa hit the road to the parade, and you won't believe it. They straight up swipe a float. Then they haul that thing onto a plane, hoping to take the flowers to the bees for a mega pollination party. But guess what? The pilots both pass out on the plane. So Vanessa's got to step up and land that thing, with Barry and his bee crew giving her a hand. So check this out. Barry's now part of the pollen jocks, and they're all buzzing off to this flower spot. Armed with the last flower's pollen, Barry and the jocks totally flip the script, fixing up the flower situation and saving the day. Oh, and guess what? The bee honey factory's back in action too. Fast forward a bit, and Barry's running a law joint right out of Vanessa's flower shop. He calls it Insects at Law. They deal with all kinds of beef between critters and humans. And while Vanessa's selling flowers, she's also hooking folks up with some bee-approved honey brands. If you found yourself buzzing with joy watching Bee Movie, spread the love by giving that like button a little tap. For a steady stream of bee-tastic updates, buzzworthy movie reviews, and captivating family comedy content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications.